Hi everyone, today is part 6 of our game, and we'll be doing a part of the cow that remains to be done, and we'll finish the buttons that I promised to do last time, I hope. And next time hopefully we will start with the butcher straight away, so we'll have a separate lecture, I think, for the butcher only, because it's the most complicated character out of the ones that we have. I mean, the cow is not that complicated. So last time we did jumping, double jumping, which is kind of standard. You will see a lot of tutorials of games with different engines probably, but the logic is pretty much the same. So yeah. Out of these methods, you wouldn't be able to see this one because it requires to do some requires the butcher to be in the game. This one requires us to have the butcher, which is gonna spawn a knife that we can pick up. But you'll be able to see this one, which is quite funny, I think. And after that, we'll do the buttons, which are not that complicated, I think. So let's get on with it. The first method is pick up GMO, and to do that I need to, I guess, download, because this is a new Windows, I have to go and download the PowerPoint presentation. So let me probably here I will be able to download it. Yes, I actually have, and I don't have PowerPoint, so this will be interesting. Just give me a second. Right, so for the first method, and I don't have another thing. Right, for this method, we would like to have, let me zoom out. We would like to have the butcher as he comes towards the cow, if the cow is in GMO mode, which I can show you. I think I've shown you the animation for it. So the cow gets into a GMO mode, and the butcher flies over into the souls. But pretty much the only thing that we have to do is change the animation of the cow, and it's nothing that complicated now. But once we get to the butcher, there are a couple of things there. We have to check the collision, change the animation, push him up, and so on. So a lot of things there, but for this specific method, we just need to change some animations, which I don't think is going to be that complicated to do. So let's do that. So this dot current state equals cow states dot GMO. And the reason why we changed the state is so that once we do the butcher, we want to check collisions. So if the cow is not in GMO mode, it will be game over. But if it is, something else is going to happen, right? So we need to change the state of the cow here, so that we can do our checks later on. Then this dot states dot animations dot play. So there are two animations here. So one of them is for transforming GMO, this one, and then we have GMO here, which is going to be repeating or on loop, if you want to think of it this way. So yeah, let's play the first one, which is transform GMO, and of course null and then false. I think I'm repeating myself quite a lot, but we don't need it to loop. This is just once, and after that we would like to keep the frame rate with the original one that we had. Right, so after that we can actually chain this. So let's do that. So dot on complete, but I want this to be on a new line. On complete dot add, and inside here we want to have a simple function which is going to play the next animation. So this is going to be this dot states dot animations dot play, GMO null true. Let's actually see this one because we are just changing changing the state of the cow. So we can just go in here, zoom in, and let's change it to this one. But I want to change this to add as well. So change animation to, actually no, we just want to call the method. So let me do that. It's going to be this dot cow dot GMO. What was that? Pick up GMO. All right, so let's play it. Hopefully everything will be fine. We can see what's going on. So hit play, and after a second you see the cow into GMO mode. So this second animation here just repeats, but since we are looping this one in game, where is game? Here, since we're just looping this, it's gonna be shown many times. But you see, the first one is when it goes yellowish white and grows bigger, and then we have the running, which we can then change from the cow itself. Right. So yeah, let's get back in here. So this one was quite simple. Everything else in terms of logic will be done, I think, in the butcher, because here we just change animations. Right. Then we have pickup knife, which is going to be slightly more complicated, but not that much. So this one, this animation specifically was the one that I couldn't fit into my first sprite sheet. So it's in a second sprite sheet called states 2. The animation is really cool, but you see here that it's in the second one. Dying is also in the second one. So pretty much these two methods that will do last will be quite similar. So what is the idea? We have a sprite. We have a sprite here, which is shown, and we have another one which is not shown. So the one states 2, which holds our last two animations, is not shown and has alpha 0. So what we want to do is change the alphas, play the animation once, and then change back the alphas the way they were. I really couldn't think of a better way, and I was reading a lot about this. Can you add animations to the same sprite variable in phaser with animations from a different sprite sheet? And I couldn't find anything, so this is why I am doing it this way. I'm sure there has to be some way to go around this, but I couldn't do it. So yeah, if someone knows, either tell me now or later in the comments. But yeah, this is how I've done it. It's nothing that complicated. You'll see in a second. So this dot states dot alpha equals 0. This is the one that we normally have with the jumping, with the double jumping, running, and so on. We want to change the other one to alpha 1. And this dot states dot position dot x equals this dot states dot position dot x. I always do this just in case something has happened to the second animation. There are physics and so on. It could have been pushed somewhere, and you wouldn't know because it's with alpha 0. So yeah, this is something that I always do. And here, Alt J, I'm gonna change this to y as well. Just to make sure that everything is fine. And I think I actually got a bug out of this. Variable is assigned to itself. This dot states 2 equals this dot states 2. Yeah, right. I think now should be fine. The second row should be states 2. This dot states dot alpha. So yeah, oh yeah, sorry. So this one's second one is states 2. Yeah. All right. So after that, this dot states 2 dot animations dot play. and we want to play pickup knife, and then null false, and on complete we just want to change the alphas. It's nothing that complicated. This dot states 2 dot animations dot current animation dot on complete dot add. Is it add or add once? Add once. And what we want to do is a simple function, which is going to be this dot states dot alpha equals 1, this dot states dot states 2 dot alpha equals 0, and hopefully everything is fine. Let's go and test it. States 2 alpha 0, states 2 dot animations dot complete. Yeah, thanks. It's just when I press enter, it gets to the states 1. Anyways, so go into game, and in here we just want to change the method, which I cannot see because it's gray now. Anyway, so I want to change this one into pickup knife, and instead of loop, yeah, let's loop it, but for like 4 seconds. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I have to refresh. So as soon as this thing shows yellow, then you have to refresh. Before that, WebStorm hasn't refreshed your game. So every 4 seconds, please. Yeah, just picks it off the ground. It looks really cool once you have the actual knife there, but you know, it just puts it back, which looks really cool, I think. Anyways, so let's write the final method, which is going to be very similar to this one, if not the same. I don't think there is. Oh yeah, there are a couple of more things. So I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise of the death animation, but yeah, I'll just write it in code and then you will see it. I don't want to explain it beforehand. So the same thing, this dot states dot alpha equals 0. I'll try to be careful now about states and states 2. So this is states 2 dot alpha equals 1. Same thing here. I'll just copy and paste that. Alright, and then we want to play the dying animation, which I think I've called this way. Right, and then what we want to do is create a head that is going to flow out of the cow. So this dot cow head, which I don't think I have up here, so let's add it. It's going to be cow head phaser.sprite. So inside here, this dot cow head equals this dot game dot add sprite. I'm not writing properly yet. This dot game dot add dot sprite. This dot states 2 dot position dot x. This dot states 2 dot position dot y, and it's cow head, which I don't think I've added. I'll add it now. Cow head. So go to preloader, and I don't think I have it here. Actually, let's load it where we load the cow. So it's gonna be inside boot, where we have all of our cow stuff. So this dot game dot load dot image, it's gonna be called cow head, and I assume it's in somewhere around here. So graphics game cow head. I have to check this, and we don't have a JSON, so yeah, I shouldn't have copied that. Right, so let's go into graphics game cow, and I don't have this for some reason. Interesting. Just give me a second to find it or download it or something, and I'll be back. In the short break, there were some questions regarding why do I have two sprite sheets or two variables which holds just the animations all of the cow. And the specific question was, why don't I just make a larger sprite sheet? The reason is that if you're publishing your game on mobile and especially on iOS, I'm not sure about Android. The maximum image size that can be loaded in your game is 2048 by 2048. So if you have larger ones, they are just not gonna load. And this is, I don't know if they fixed it in the newer versions of iPhones like 6, 6S and so on, but when you make a mobile game, this is one of the big challenges. You have to make it available for devices up to 2-3 years ago or something like that. So iPhone 4 is the bottom for our Fractal Games project, and there it's not gonna run. So yeah, this is why. So now we have the head, which is here, and it's just cut there. Right, and I was in boot and I was loading it. I changed the image here. Hopefully that's gonna work. Now let me go into the cow and finish the method. Right, so we want the cow head and we want it to fly off and rotate and hit the ground as well. So a couple of things here to be done. This dot cow head dot anchor. See, such a fun game. In how many games would you have a variable which is cow head and you would set its anchor to 0.5? Not many tutorials out there like this one. Right, then we have this dot game dot physics dot enable this dot cow head, and after that we have this dot cow head dot body dot velocity equals minus 800, so going slightly up, and I'll set the x to be 30, which means very slightly to the right. Velocity dot y is this one, and the next one is velocity dot x equals 30. I decided to put a mass on it. I don't remember why, but let's just follow here. Body dot mass equals 1000, and after that we want to have this dot cow head dot body dot bounce. Also an amazing line, set 0.3, and hopefully that's gonna work. I'm just gonna play it. I know that something is not gonna work because the game over method was at least 20 lines of code that I don't want to do now, but I just want to see the animation if it decides to run properly. So it's gonna be this.cow.die. So I assume that it's not gonna bounce, and I'll try to fix that with just a couple of lines here, but I'm not sure whether that's gonna work. So let's hit F5, maybe wait for it to refresh, or it did already, I don't know. So play, and okay, something like that. I think this is this is slightly slower than the original one. So if I go into the cow and actually set it to what it's supposed to be, 30 FPS, you're gonna see that it's too fast for my taste, and this way it looks like a slow motion and everything stops in the final version. So let's see the original one. I think this is this it? No, this is still the slow motion one. I think. Yeah, I think this is too quick. I don't know if you would agree. Yeah, I think the other one is better. So I'll just leave it at 15. We can even then later on try 10. That's gonna be fine. I think I'm gonna have a lecture at the very end. You know, one lecture where I would let you decide and balance the game. So all of these values that I have here, which are randomly put, I'll give you the opportunity to try and change them so that we can make it better. This is just to my own taste. Right, so we finished with the cow, and the next thing that we have to do is the buttons. So we have 4 of them, and please notice that there are a couple of things here. So first we have to have a black and white image of each one. So we are going to do something similar with the cow, but a lot simpler. We are going to have a colored image, and behind it we are going to have a black and white image. Also, we are going to have some text which is going to indicate how much ammo we've got. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Nothing that complicated here that needs any more specific attention. Just the checks whether we have ammo, they have to be there. Every time when you click, you have to check whether we have ammo to change the image to black and white, and if you get some ammo, to change it back to colored one, and so on. So let's make a class which is gonna be in graphic utils here, and I'll call this item button. I did not create it last time, did I? I did, so it's right here. Right, and have I added it? So item button, yeah, I did as well. Right, I lost it there. Okay, so a couple of things that we'll need. First, I am gonna copy my references inside here. And there is one more thing that we'll need, but I'll add it later. So, okay, export class, item button, extends. And in this case, we're actually gonna extend phaser.button, which means that I think that we're not gonna need game in here because we extend a phaser object. So I'll get on right with the other things. So ammo, number. So each button is gonna hold its own ammo number. We are gonna have sprite black and white, which is going to be phaser.image, ammo text, which is going to be phaser.text, and a boolean here that I don't know if I'm using. I think I am, which is going to be shoot throw item, which is going to be set to true and false once the animations end, and this is going to be a boolean. All right, constructor is going to be x number. So remember that this is a button and it has more things in it than the sprite itself. So here we have x, y is a number, key, which is a string, ammo, which is also a number, cow, which is a cow, and cow animation, which is a string. Alright, so as soon as we create, I'll have to call super somewhere, probably at the very end, but I'll just call it now. Anyway, so okay, I'll add that in a second. I'm sure that I have it. So why do we need to have the cow in the animation that we want to play? Because we would like to be able to call the method from the cow, which is going to change its animation, and also to properly coordinate when to throw the item, when to play the animations, and so on. So remember here that once we throw a grenade, first the animation has to be played. and the grenade was spawning somewhere around here, so we have to coordinate that with the clicking of the button, and to know which specific animation to play depending on which button we've pressed. Right, so let's get into it. So first I am creating the black and white sprite. So it's going to be this dot sprite bw equals this dot game dot add dot image xy key plus black and white. So I think I've done them this way, and hopefully they're here. So buttons, yes. So we have a key, which in this case is grenade, and at the end I'm just appending black and white here. Right, so this is what I'm doing. And okay, this dot sprite black and white dot anchor dot set is 0.5 0.5. Okay, what else do we have? This dot ammo equals ammo. This dot should throw item equals false, and here I am calling the super, so it's gonna be this dot game dot actually, do I need game? I don't think so. So super x, actually I need it, you see here, so I'll try to call it then this dot game, and hopefully it has one. X and y, then we need key, and then we have, I don't know if you remember, we have callbacks on click, callback context, overframe, outframe, and so on. I'll be using, I think, only one of these. Right, so in here, what is it that we want to do? We want to just 1 second. Right, so here we have actually, let me check the cow. Do we have the item, the method throw item here? No, we don't. Yeah, anyway, so we have four buttons, and one of them acts differently than the other ones, and this is the GMO button, so I'll have a separate case for it. So this is what I wanted to check. So let's have the function here, and those will be methods that we'll be writing below a bit later. So if key is different from GMO button, then we want to tell the cow to throw the item. So this dot throw item, and we have to give it cow and cow animation. The reason why I have this in a method and not just write it straight away, because we have to do some checks, whether it's throwing a knife, throwing a like shooting with a shotgun. We have to just do, you know, different animations and different cases in general. And then we have else. If it is, we want to say this dot start GMO, which is going to be still another method. Why am I doing those in separate methods and not just calling the ones from the cow? Is because I have to check whether we have ammo, whether we have to change the image to black and white, and so on. So this is why I'm not doing anything here, because it's probably going to be too long for it to be done in the constructor. Then I have to give context, which is this, and let's do a bit more. Okay, this dot anchor dot set 0.5 0.5. This dot input dot priority ID equals 1. I think we've discussed this already. We have the background for the cow, which has priority ID of 0, and the buttons, if we click them, we don't want to trigger the cow jumping, so they have a bigger priority ID. Okay, this dot game dot add existing this. So once we've created the button, we actually want to add it to the game straight away, because I don't know if you remember when you say var button equals this dot game dot add button. We don't want to do that with our button. We want it to be automatically given to the game so that we can see it straight away without having to do these kinds of lines later on. Alright, and now we have to do something with the text. So it's very similar to what we've done in the menu, and where else do we have text? In the loading screen, I think it's very similar. So var loading style equals fill, and we want to give it a color, which is, I've selected 8B 1914 as a color. Okay, now we can create the text. So this dot ammo text equals this dot game dot add text. Loading style? Yes. Oh, this shouldn't be loading style. I don't know. Ammo style. Ammo. Yeah, this was copied from the loading. So yeah, ammo text style. Text. Okay, this dot game dot add text, and we want to add it to x and y. This dot ammo dot to string, and ammo text style. Alright, and then we want to set the font, anchor, font size, and stuff like that. It's nothing that special. So this dot ammo text dot font, we use our favorite 28 days later. 28 days later. This dot ammo text dot anchor dot set, I've set it to 0 0 so that it's slightly off center of the button. We also have this dot font size equals 60. This dot ammo text dot font weight equals normal. This dot ammo text dot stroke thickness equals 8. This dot ammo text dot stroke equals FFF. Sorry? Why didn't I put everything in style? I don't know. So can I put all of this? Sorry, this has to be ammo text. So can I put all of this inside here? Wow. Let me try. Let me actually try it first this way, and then I'll try it, the other way. But I don't think stroke thickness and stroke. Sorry? Everything is fine. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I didn't know this. I'll have to put it up here if I can later on. All right, and right. So upon creation, we would like to check which image to use. So it's gonna be if this dot ammo equals 0. So if we've actually created it with 0, and this is gonna happen for the knives, or at least that's how I've decided to be. So you're gonna start with 0 knives, and then you're gonna pick up some as you kill butchers. So this dot ammo equals 0, and this dot sprite black and white dot alpha equals 1. This dot alpha equals 0. So if we start with 0 ammo, we don't want the main sprite to be seen. We just want the one which is black and white. Else this dot alpha equals 1. This dot sprite bw dot alpha equals 0. Alright, and the rest are just a couple of methods that we have to do, which are fairly straightforward. So let's do it here. So throw item is going to be cow cow and then cow animation string. And I don't know why, but I've set this one to be a method that returns void. I'm not going to implement it now. Then I'm going to have start GMO, which is going to be there. And do we have another method? I don't think so. Oh yeah, there is one. So pickup item. Pickup item. Pickup item means once we have those chests that fly and the cow picks them up, we want to say we want to know exactly what happens, with our button. But instead of just what is that function, implementation is missing or no immediately following the declaration. Where cow animation? All right, on cow animation string. Right, but before doing those, I would just like to show them to you how the buttons look like. So this thing happens inside game. Just give me a second to find them. Right, so let's go into game, and inside create, where should we put those? Top group. So first we need to have created the top group. So somewhere around here, I think, is fine. So first we need the buttons, which are here already, and let's create them, and we'll see how they look like, hopefully. So inside here, just give me a second to find them, where they are. This dot grenade button equals new item button, which I have to add here, but I'll do that in a second. We don't need to give this dot game. So 1200, 650. So those are the X and Y. Then we have to give the sprite, which is grenade button, comma 3. So with 3 ammo, and this dot cow. And the animation that we want to play for the cow is going to be called throw grenade. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. This dot shotgun button equals new item button is going to be 1100, 650. So the same height, slightly to the left is this one. Then we want to say shotgun button. I think that was 8. This dot cow, and the animation is shotgun. All right, let me copy that, and I'll change just the values here. So this one is going to be at 1650. The third one is going to be knife button. Okay, we start with 0 knives, we give that one, and the animation for the cow is throw knife. And the key, I didn't change the key, so the key is knife button, I would assume. And the last one is the GMO button, which I think I've placed further to the left, because this is like our special where we kill lots of butchers, and it's very rare to get that one. So I've placed this one at 800, so slightly to the left. All right, and this is, I think, GMO button. We start with 1. This was probably for testing purposes, but we'll see. And then we have the animation is just GMO. All right, and then I have to add all of the buttons. So that means all of the both the button and the black and white sprite. So this is going to take 5 minutes of just writing code like this, but in 3 lines. So I'll just pause and I'll do that in a second. Right, so I think this is it. So we just add every single button, and we also add the black and white image. There was a question from the audience: how does it work with the black and white sprite and the button itself. So the idea is that first we draw the black and white sprite on top of the button, and then we have the colored one, which I'll do in green, which is behind. And if the top sprite, the black and white, so I'll just do that. This is the black and white, and with green, this is the button, or this, you know. I'll show you the class in a second. So if BW is shown, we are not going to be seeing this one, and vice versa. So if BW has alpha 0, we are not going to be seeing the button. And this is why in item button here, I have created the first thing that I did, if you noticed, was this black and white sprite that I also give alpha of 0 down here. So this dot sprite dot alpha equals 1. This means that I am going to be displaying the black and white image, and this dot alpha is the alpha of the button itself, which is going to be not displayed in this case. And the other one is similar, but you know, just reversed. Yes. Do I need to change the alpha of the one of the button? You mean?
Yeah, if I forgot what the order of
So the black and white one is on top. Normally I wouldn't have to know, but I just don't want that many things to be drawn on the display.
change the alpha to 0, that improves performance.
I'm not sure. So the next question is whether it improves performance. I don't know. I would assume yes, because if it has alpha, I'm really not sure. I'm just guessing now. If it has alpha 1, this means that it's gonna be drawn, and then on top of it, it's gonna be redrawn by the pixi renderer. So I would assume this is what happens. But if it actually has alpha 0 here, then it's just gonna be skipped by the renderer, I think, if it's well optimized. So yeah, I would do it this way, you know, just in case. It's a good practice, you know, just to secure yourself from bugs once you see that they may appear. So the same thing that I did with the cow here. I don't know if this is gonna break, but I'm just making sure that it doesn't, right? So normally the states 2 would have to stay in the same place all the time, right? But since I'm doing stuff with physics and you know, this states 2 is invisible, I have no idea what's happening to it, and if I play it, if it doesn't play, then I'll be wondering what's wrong with the code, right? Then I have to make it with alpha 1, see what's actually happening to it, and so on, which takes a lot of time, and it's a lot easier to, you know, just secure it here and just say, well, you know, always when I want to play this animation, I wanna change the states to the specified thing. So yeah, that's something that I do. I just make sure as I write the code. So this is not something that was fixed by a bug that I saw. I just wrote it this way, straight on, knowing that if something breaks, this is gonna fix it. But yeah, I don't know if it's a good practice or not. But you know, this way I actually encountered a lot less bugs in my game that I was expecting to. Right, so did we place the buttons? We put them in the group with this method. So yeah, we have to add both the button and the black and white sprite. I think that's pretty much it. Let me do a couple of new lines just to make sure that everything looks fine. So yeah, here we initialize. Here we do the buttons, we add them to the groups, and then we add the cow to the group as well. So I would do this on a new line as well, I think. I'm not sure, but it looks fine now. Right, so let's have a look at the buttons, whether everything is fine as we wanted it to be, and the cow is still gonna die. in the bottom left corner. And there is a mistake, so let me have a look. Cannot read property add of null. Cannot read property add of null. So this is in line 15 in our JavaScript. So let me have a look. So 15 is this one. This.game.add image. Okay, so yeah, this is I don't know why, but apparently we have to have game in the constructor. So I'll do game here, phaser.game, and I'm not gonna have it as property because I think we do have it, but I still have to set it to something. So this.game equals game, and of course now everywhere inside game, the game class, I have to add the word or the object game everywhere. So let's do it a bit easier. With Alt J, then you add game, but I actually had to add this.game. Alright, and let's hit F5 again. And hopefully we'll have some buttons. Some of them will be black and white, the other ones will be colored. Right. The cow still dies, by the way. So GMO button and GMO button black and white were not found. So I have to find those and put them back in. But I'll do that after the break. Right, so a couple of things were fixed in the break, and I have to go through all of them. If you remember, the text was not shown on the button. So the first thing that we did was to add the text to the group as well. Otherwise, you know, it was just not displayed at all. The other thing that I fixed was to put those PNG files here for the GMO button, which was not displayed, and then I had to go into preloader and add it down here as well, which I didn't do. Alright, and after that, change cow in menu. So if you've noticed a couple of times today and last time, our cow is freely falling, and we can simply change that. And I actually left a note to myself here to do uncomment the lines, and that's what I do. Immovable true, moves false, and it's gonna stay there now. Let that reload, and now it stays here and everything is fine. What else did we change? We were talking about the feathers, so let me play the game, and we actually want to trigger the level. So where should I do that? Maybe here is fine. This dot trigger level. Oh, this is in the menu, so not here definitely. So inside game, let me trigger the level so that we start from level 2. This dot trigger level, and let's see it. Let me close that off. So play, and if you notice now the feathers fall with the same speed as the blood and everything else. And I left that from one of the previous lectures, so that's in killer collection. Inside here we have feather emitter, and I think if I change this to like -1000, they would look a bit more realistically. So let's have a look. I'm actually gonna refresh again. So play, and now it looks a lot better, I think, with the negative gravity. One of you told me one of the previous times to make the bird tilt. as well. So we have the bird, imagine it like this, and as it goes down it should like tilt slightly, as it goes up should tilt slightly, and then I discussed the idea with my colleagues and they said, well, it's gonna look like a fish. So I guess I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I think it looks fine this way. You know, it always goes into the source, but bam. Right, okay. So let's get back to the code. Are there any other questions? Yes.
We're going to try to include some lines of code in the textile,
On the AMO textile, I was gonna include some lines of code
which were written below.
which were written below.
Yeah, we have only few in the style. You can put all of them.
I can put all of them. Just a second.
That's more style.
All right, I was I was gonna try and put all of these things inside the style here. So I guess those are done with commas. So font 28 days later. After that, I cannot do the anchor, I think. So font size is gonna be 60. What else do we have? Font weight is gonna be normal, and stroke, I have to do this on a new line though. So then we have stroke thickness. Are you sure that this is gonna work? I don't get auto complete 8. And then we have stroke, sorry, no, this is this way, and I have stroke, which is FFF. Alright, let me put this up and comment on all of these, and let's see if that's gonna work. It should, I guess. Refresh it twice, and it doesn't. Have you done something different?
60 pixels.
60 pixels. So inside here 60 pixels. I actually get an error here. So let me try something else. 60. I don't remember if I've tried it. It was a long time ago. But normally I try different things, so it still doesn't work. You sure? You're absolutely sure that it's with pixels? Do I need the quotes?
Try now. Try now.
Try with pixels. All right. Refresh it a couple of times. Let's see. Hit play. Still doesn't work. If I try, this way, I don't think this is gonna work like at all. If you try to do it CSS style, font size, no. You just want to have size or just font. Let's try with size. It doesn't work. In the loading screen, it's definitely not this way. I think. So this was preloader. Is just the fill. Right. So I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I'll just leave it as is. And if you want to, you can check later on what I've done wrong, so that it doesn't work. It makes sense to work, but it doesn't now, and I really don't want to spend that much time on it. So let me uncomment all of these. And what is the next thing that I have to do? Are there any questions? Other ones? There was an interesting question in the break. So if you have a character, um, like our cow, which has some a shotgun, maybe some legs that need to move, maybe a health bar on top. I think this is one of the things in your game. Health, yeah, health bar. So the question was how to move, all of them, and how to change the animations of all of them, without having to go through each one with a for loop. And yeah, so the answer is you have to put all of them in a single group, and then just change the position of the group. Um, and if you want to change the animations of all of them, what I suggested was to have a class which either has a group as property, or it extends phaser.group. Maybe that's the better thing to do. Just extend phaser.group and then add your own method there, which changes the animations of all items, and that's gonna be easy to do. But anyways, let's keep going. So we have a couple of methods to write, which I need to find where they are. Okay, so let's do first start GMO, because that's quite easy to do. So if this dot ammo bigger than 0. All right, what is it that we want to do then? This dot should throw item, which is definitely something that we are gonna probably give to the cow, so that we don't throw it many times, equals true. And then we have this dot ammo. So once the animation ends or something, I remember making this false. I'm not sure if that's the case though. Okay, so we want to decrease the ammo. We want to say this dot ammo text dot text equals this dot ammo dot to string, and then we want to have if so after we've decreased it with 1, we want to check if it's 0. If it's 0, then we want to change the alphas of the sprites. So if this dot ammo equals 0, this dot sprite bw dot alpha equals 1, this dot alpha equals 0. Alright, that was simple enough. Pickup item, we need to have, so once the cow picks up a chest, we would like to increase the ammo by some value. So this is going to be amount, which is going to be number, and in here we would like to do this dot ammo plus equals amount, this dot ammo text dot text equals this dot ammo dot to string, and below here we need this dot alpha equals 1. So independently of whether we have items or not, we would like to make this to be 1. And then we would like to change the black and white to be sprite bw.alpha. We want to make it to be 0. Okay, so this one is going to be used later on, but this is pretty much all there is to it. Alright, so now let's do if. So now this is the throw item, and there are a couple of more things to do here. So if this dot ammo bigger than 0, cow dot change animation, we are going to change it to cow animation. Also cow state dot animations dot current animation dot on complete dot add once. So what is it that we want to do once the animation? So whether it's throwing a grenade or shooting or throwing the knife, the same thing is true, that we want to change this to should throw item to false. Or this is more like item thrown, I think. I'm not sure. this dot should throw item. What am I even using this? This is true here. This dot should throw item, and then I want to change it to false, I think. So yeah, let's do that here. This is a bit confusing. I'm sure that I have an error in the code now that I'm looking at it, but I don't know. This dot should throw item equals true. This. So I would think that this is either false or we don't need it. This is cow dot states dot animations. Let me comment that, and if something doesn't work, I'll come back and uncomment it, but I don't think that I'm using this at all. And put the semicolon there at the end. Alright, but a couple of more things that we need to do. So cow dot current state equals cow states dot throwing item. This dot ammo minus minus. This dot ammo text dot text equals this dot ammo dot toString. Which is the same as what we've done here, and of course I have to have this check as well here. So if we've actually gotten to 0, we want to change the ammo here. So yeah, let's try and see what's happened inside here. Refresh again. Okay, so let's try. Okay, shoots. The cow still dies, which I would like to change now. So let's go into game. And where is that? So this is on input. We had one. Yeah, it's that thing here. All right. Pressing F5 again. So play, and let's see. So okay, this works, but we still don't have a grenade, and this is something that we'll do in a second. Alright, and then we have this GMO, which doesn't work now for some reason. I think there was something that I need to add to the cow, but I'll add it a bit later, I think. Alright, so now let me get back to the cow and try to fix those things here. I'm not sure what should I do. Just give me a second to check my update of the cow. Sure that the answer is there. Alright, so we have this one. Okay, so in here I have something for the GMO, which hopefully is gonna make it work. So this is in the update, and the problem is currently that the cow is on the ground, and we changed the animation to running all the time. It's a different from the jump where we are in the air. But here we want to say, well, if you are in GMO mode, then you shouldn't change the animation to running. So I think this was what this if was all about. So if this dot states dot animations dot current animation dot loop count equals let's say 5. So we if we are in GMO mode, we want this animation to loop 5 times before we actually change it to something else. So loop count equals 20, and this dot current state equals cow states dot GMO. I want to say this dot states dot body dot immovable equals false. This dot states dot body dot moves equals true. This dot current state equals cow states dot running. So no, this is a different method, and now I'm a bit confused. So this is what resets it once we are in GMO mode. But I just want to have a look at these couple of lines here, see what's wrong. Pick up GMO. Why am I not calling this method straight away? That's a bit strange, though, isn't it? Let me get back here into my item button. I am getting slightly confused. So, all right. Yeah. So the way the item button is done is it only plays the animation, and if we wanna actually do the actual throwing or the actual use of these methods that we've written. So this one, which we're not going to see this time, but pick up GMO and the pickup knife. What we want to do is actually inside game to check which button we've pressed in order to call the specified method. So the only thing that we're doing now is just changing the animation of the cow to the specific ones here. Right, so let me go into game, and there are a couple of things that we need to add. So let me get to my game, and I'll see what we have to do now, because I'm not really sure. I'll need to pause this, because now I have to combine what we've written inside game, and it will take a bit, so just a second. Okay, I'm back, and the reason why I was a bit confused is because the item button, or the way things execute in this specific coupling between the button and the cow are executed a bit in a bit of a weird way. So there is like it's a bad practice for the class to know about its objects that are made from it. So inside here I could easily say if cow animation is something that like knife, throw knife, to just call this method here spawn knife, but this is bad. I mean, this is a bad practice, because this is just an abstract item button, and it doesn't need to know what it's going to be used for. We just create the skeleton and not how it's used, because after that, when someone has to add another button or something, instead of just creating it, he would have to go inside the class, read all of that thing, and write another if statement if you want to throw something else. So what is the logic here now? So the only abstraction that I could do here is this general method, which is throw item. Okay, and this is why we have this boolean as well, should throw item equals true, because this is going to be what tells us or what tells the outside world to execute the specific method. The problem here is that I would, in order to do everything here, I would have to check what kind of button it is, and I don't want to do that. So instead, we are going to do that checking inside game. Okay, so this method here, throw item just changes the animation. This is the most abstract thing that you can do at this level, and then inside game we are actually gonna check which button was pressed and what we have to do with the cow, and this is more like button pressed equals true, I think. Sorry? No, this has to be true. So the question is, shouldn't that be false? No, this has to be true, because this is what's gonna tell the outside world to actually do the thing, and the outside world is gonna set this to false once we do the method. Isn't it the other way around? I don't think so.
Shotgun, knife, shoot. Da entrada for limite. Shoot throw item.
Should throw item.
Acho que starting game only entrar.
No, this is more like button pressed. Okay, let me change that. So this one, how was rename? I'll right click it. So rename was Shift F6. So Shift F6. This is more like button pressed. All right. Is that more clear? So at the beginning, is not pressed, and once we click on it, it becomes pressed here, and everything is fine. Okay. And this has to be now I see why I had this line of code. So here, once the animation of the cow, like throwing a grenade or something, as soon as it ends, we want to say, well, this button should be pressed now, and we should execute what's going on. So I hope that's clear enough. That's a bit weird, but I didn't see it now, and I really don't see a workaround now to make inside this this class to change it. But is it clear now how it works? Okay, so this only changes the animation, and inside game we'll actually check which method we have to do with the cow. But before that, let's do a couple of things here. So first I want to go into killer collection, and I want to add a method here, which is going to be I'm sorry, not a method, but a property, which is going to be isGameOver. Just give me a second to see if this is the or just game over. Okay, so game over, boolean, and inside create we are just gonna set it to false. So this dot game over equals false. I want to do it now because you know, I just want to structure a bit more my game update. So we want to update all of these only if Control T, if only if the game is not over. So not this dot killer collection dot game over. All right, so that I can also show you know the cow with the game over thing. So okay, what else do we need? So we have the cow here, we have the current level, and now I want to add some pickup items. So this is going to be this dot pickup items dot. No, this is going to be a method. So pickup items update. Okay, and this dot thrown items update. Okay, so remember what I was talking about last time. We have an array of sprites so that we can you know, spawn them and also update all of them at the same time. All right, so let's do which one to do first. Let me see. So I am a bit confused with my methods. So thrown items update, I'll do first. So remember how our knife wasn't spinning, wasn't rotating around? This is what this method is for. So this one is going to be private thrown items update. And inside here, I would like to have this dot thrown items update. Thank you. Okay, so this dot thrown items dot for each, and we are going to call it item. We would like to say item dot rotation plus equals 0.2 is the value that I've picked. So this is going to rotate both the grenade and the knife. And after that, we want to delete it if it goes outside of the screen. So if item.x is bigger than this .game.width, remember that we're throwing it from left to right. So if it's gonna exit the screen, it's gonna exit it from here, and after that we want to destroy it and remove it from the game. And this is gonna be this dot thrown items dot splice, this dot thrown items dot index of. We've done similar things before, so this is why I don't want to go into details about that too much. And after that we want to say item dot destroy after we've spliced it from the array. Alright, now I see that I am gonna need another method which is gonna be called cow throw items, and this is gonna be the method that I was talking about just before. So cow throw items. So this is going to be the method that's going to control whether we throw an item or not, depending on the buttons. So let's do that in here as well. So private cow throw items. Cow throw items. And inside here we'll have all of the checks. So they are going to look like this. If this dot grenade button dot should throw item. Sorry? Oh yeah, button pressed. I've changed that. Button pressed. Okay, so they're all gonna look like this. So if the button is pressed and we wanna execute something, the first thing is to set it to false. Otherwise, it's gonna execute many times. So this dot grenade button dot button pressed, and now I see that there is a repetition here, so it should be just pressed, but I'll leave it as is. False, and probably change it in a bit. And now we know which animation to play, right? We don't have to be inside the item button class with if statements and so on. We can do it here. And what is it? What is the animation that we have to play? Sorry, what is the method that we have to call? We've already played the animation. It's this dot cow dot spawn this dot cow dot spawn grenade. Right. And all of them are gonna look like this, but let's just bear in mind that spawn grenade returns a grenade. This is something that I showed you last time, that we have to actually add it to the array of thrown items, so that we can update them. And where is my game? So that we can update them in this method below, and if they leave the screen, to destroy them. So what we have to do here is this dot thrown items dot push, and do that. Okay, is it now slightly more clear what we are doing? Okay, so let me copy this, and we are gonna need this a couple of times. So let's do knife button, change that here as well. Knife button thrown items, this dot cow dot, I think it was spawn knife. Okay, and the next one is shotgun shooting. So as said, we need the butcher for that one, so I'll have to comment it. Shotgun button pressed is going to be this dot shotgun button equals false. This dot thrown items dot push. Okay, so here we don't have to push anything, right? Because you know, he just shoots, he doesn't throw an item. So inside here, instead, we would like to call this dot cow dot shotgun shooting, and inside here we would like to give this dot butcher list, which we don't have right now, this dot killer collection, which we do have, and this dot pickup items, which we are not using currently. So yeah, I'll comment all of that, and we'll see how it works next lecture. And then finally we have the GMO button. GMO button, this is GMO button pressed, and we don't you know, throw any items, so the only thing here that we have to do is call the method, which is this.cow.pickup GMO. Well, yeah, pickup is more like start GMO, I think. All right, is there anything else? So pickup items are gonna be done next time, so I'll comment that, and let me check if there is anything else that we need to do. There is the game over method, but I don't think I'll be doing that now. So let's play and see what's happened, because I'm a bit confused with the code right now. Just a bit though. So let's see. Alright, so issue, this is fine. How about grenades? It looks weird, and I have no idea where that is from. Am I setting anchor? Yeah, I should be setting anchor of the grenade to be 0.5, but let me first add more of these so that we can check better what's happening. So 50 GMO button, let's make that 50 as well. So let's go into where were we throwing the grenades? It was inside the cow. These are now used. Pickup knife, no. Die, no. Spawn grenade. And yeah, I'm not setting the anchor to be 0.5. So grenade dot anchor dot set 0.5. Maybe I missed it. And now it should be better. But we are more concerned with the knife, I think, because the grenade doesn't necessarily have to. Maybe refresh again, but the knife looks good though. Maybe 0.2 is a bit too much. We can change that a bit later on. And it's not even that. Interesting. It looks very weird. It looks almost like the bird moving. Maybe it's something with the sprite. So grenade anchor dot set 0.5. Why are you doing this? Return grenade. After you've set the size, but yeah, but here I'm only setting the size of the body, right? So the question is, sorry, the suggestion is to set the anchor after I've set the size of the body. Well, these are two different things, right? But maybe I can do actually let me refresh again, just because I really want to be sure that this is not what needs to be fixed. Alright, maybe I will try. I don't remember this part of the code, but I'll try to do something like this. So grenade dot body dot anchor. Does it have an anchor? It looks like it does. Let's try that now. I'm not even sure. I can look it up, but let's try to fix this without me having to look through my notes. And it's still not working. Is it of the correct type at all? 0.5, 0.5. Or am I doing something else? I was doing some experiments last time with rotations and stuff. This is very strange. Let me get back into the cow and try to fix one last thing, I guess. So let me uncomment this and put 0.5 here as well, grenade.anchor.set. That should be working. I don't know why it doesn't.
Add rotation to the entire group for that?
Do I add a rotation to the entire group? No, I add it for each element. So inside game, inside here, I do this dot thrown items item rotation plus 0.2. Yeah, let me try this refresh, because that should be working. If not, I'll pause and then I'll try to fix it. Still doesn't work as it should. Maybe I should be checking the sprite as well, but I'll do that in a second. This one is working though, which is really nice. The knife is working. This one is working, and the only thing left is probably the grenade. See why? Right. Let me fix this and yeah. All right. I think it works now, and it works pretty well. Beats me how we fixed this. So the only thing that we did remove. So inside here in the update there was this, which was like rotating them twice. But other than that, we didn't change a thing, and it suddenly started working. I think we added the anchor to the grenade, but either it didn't refresh correctly, or I just want to check that because this is very interesting and weird. I just think that it didn't refresh fine, because if we don't change the anchor of the grenade, then it's not gonna work. Or I just want to check if this is gonna be the same. Yeah. So it was the anchor, and as soon as I changed it, for some reason it didn't go onto the browser here. The change that I've made, but other than that, it's working fine now. So now it works fine. This one works fine. Shooting works fine. The GMO works fine as well. Okay. So yeah. So do you want in just a couple of minutes to do the cow death animation with the head bouncing, or do you want to leave it for next time? Vote. Yes or no? Yes? Yes? Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm not gonna be doing that much, so I won't be doing the whole thing. I just want to show you how it looks like. So this thing we're not gonna use. It's the code that I write now. It's gonna be for when the game is over, but since I don't want to get into that because it's another method, with the game over state and so on, I just want to do it here. So we want to check if this .cow head, meaning if we've created the cow head, which happens in the method die, or dying. I think it was dying. I'm not sure. Okay, so if this .cow head is there, then we want to do this .game.physics .collide this .game.physics.arcade.collide, and inside here we want to do this current level ground image with this cow head. Copy this, and in here we want to say second image, and we also want to have a slight rotation as well. So this cow head rotation. I'm not sure whether that was plus or minus, plus equals 0.1, and hopefully this is gonna work straight off the bat. And let's check. But to do that, I would like to, let's say, on click. Do I still have my on click? Yeah, on click this dot cow dot die. It was die in the end, the name of the method. Okay, so let me press F5 maybe a couple of times. As we know, strange things happen when you don't press it enough times. Okay, so play, and once I click, something like this. I don't want it to roll over all the time, so on collision I think I am gonna add a method here, and this is very similar to what I did in my real code, and I'll add it here as well. I need a what?
You deleted copy.
I deleted the cow head. That's a sentence you don't that's a sentence you don't hear every day. You deleted the cow head. Indeed I did. Okay, and inside here, so if there is a collision, I want to say this dot cow head dot rotation minus equals 0.1, and I would like to do that same thing in the next one. And this is a technique that I use with the knife as well. So as soon as it lands, it stops, moving, basically. Let's try that now. It's still rolling, which is a bit weird. Right, refresh twice. And let's click. And it stopped. It's still moving, but we can fix that as well with another line of code. I just wanted to show you that, how it bounces and so on. It looks cool. And that's an interesting. I wouldn't even call it a bug. It's a feature. This one. I should increase the bounce. Okay, let's leave that for let's leave that for the last lecture where it's not sick enough yet. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, just wait for the butcher. There's a lot of blood and different ways for the butcher to die. It's gonna be a fun lecture next time. Until then, this head may be going to the end. So yeah, the final idea, I just wanted to show you the bounce, but the final idea is for everything to stop. Okay, so these lines of code will be outside of this if, or more like in the else statement. So once the game is over, we're not gonna have the backgrounds and the souls and anything else moving. It's just gonna be the cow. So everything like stops and like slow motion, and the cow dies. And then we go to the game over, which I've shown you is either with a burger or a steak and sausages and stuff like that. So yeah. All right, so that was it today. Next time we'll be doing the butcher, and yeah, we can jump as well. It's not a problem. We can jump and spawn cow heads, as many as we want. Right. So yeah, next time we'll do the butcher, and the times after that we'll do a bit more balancing and platforms and stuff like that. Still a lot more to do, but I think we've pretty much halved the game by now. So yeah, I'll see you on Saturday. So yeah.